Okay, so if you're like me at all, you're looking at this stuff, and some of you are probably out there going, does this really work? Like, how is this going to help me in the schools? And that's why I want to show you some stuff from studies. All right, look at this over here. These are some schools that went ahead and they instituted the program. Now, it was all voluntary. Teachers and students, they could decide if they wanted to be involved in this program. So, overall in the school, out of the students who are participating, 87.1% were graduating, non-participating 66.7%. So there's some definite, your numbers are better for students that were taking place. But this is the one that really got me. Take a look. These are the low GPA students, okay? These students are struggling. They're from really poor to fair, and as we've probably seen a lot of times, your students that aren't doing so well, you're also having more disciplinary issues with at times. So, for the students that were participating, out of our low GPA, 72.9% went on to graduate. You also had 0 of these students in the studies ended up in jail. In the non-participating groups, you only had 47.9%, less than half were graduating. You had 3 times the amount of people were dropping out of school in the non-participating groups. You had some numbers, I think in one of the schools we were looking at, it was, there were low. 4 students went to jail from the non-participating group, no students from the group that were doing the meditation. So that, to me right there, is some really impressive numbers. But it really even gets better when you hear from the students. All right, I don't know if any of you have ever been to New Haven, Connecticut. I did my undergrad there at the second best school in New Haven, Southern Connecticut State University. But we were known for having Yale right down the street. And one of the things that was fascinating to me when I got there was you have beautiful Yale, and around it, it's not a nice area. There's a lot of bad things going on. The nickname the locals have for New Haven is Gun Haven. There's a lot of tough things. And this is also where I did my student teaching at a school called Hill House High School, which is right near this one, New Horizons High School. These are kids that have gone through a lot of stress in their life, and they've been using this program. And so I wanted you to hear from some of the kids in their own words on what the program has been able to do for them.
They are living in a war zone. There's no space in their life to relax.
My mom left us in the house alone since I was like 2. She got locked up. And since then, I've been living with my grandfather, which he sexually, mentally, and physically abused me. And then it got to the point where I was like 13 years old and I wanted out.
We came here from a domestic violence situation, me, my mother, and my sister.
All that's like on my mind, like 24/7. It just pushes at me. Makes me can't think.
I always thought about if I walk home, like who's gonna start shooting, or you're gonna walk by one of your friends, you're gonna say hi, and he has something on him, and the cop magically just pulls you guys over. You're going with him too.
I would get to that point of anger where I don't remember anything that happened. I would black out until I come back to reality. And I don't know how long I stay in there for.
I didn't think I was going to be able to graduate.
It's almost impossible to learn whenever you are so stressed out. They've given up hope, not only for themselves to learn, but for them to be successful. They come to us traumatized, broken.
And when our kids get broken down, we need to change up some of our remedies.
Sound familiar, anybody?
What we're doing here is bring more resources in to meet the needs of these students.
We incorporated Dr. Rajita Sinha at the Yale Stress Center, and we had her come in and talk to us about the brain and what are the reactions that happen on a stressed brain versus an unstressed brain.
There has to be alternative approaches to open up the pathways to greater learning and comprehension. And one of those was transcendental meditation. Close your eyes. Here we go.
We found that the meditation practice, research stated, it had the most benefit for actualizing real chemical changes within the brain.
That practice really calmed me down. That's crazy how just sitting here for 20 minutes in silence can actually help you out that much.
When I meditate, it just slows all that down. I don't have to think about it anymore.
It helps me get that stress off of my mind.
They look forward to practicing meditation because their lives are filled with such noise.
Now, the question I have for all of you out there is how many of you are watching this and you're thinking, I know a student like that. That reminds me of somebody. That reminds me of this or that. Now I ask you, when are we going to try something new? Or are we just going to keep doing the same thing? I'd like to hear your thoughts.